You know, man, I can say this. Man, I really want to quit. I am, I just, I don't know. I just feel like on my job, and it is a great job. And I actually just got a new job in April, working in something in an area that I'm interested in. And I've been working with this company for 23 years. I've had all kind of positions. I'm a person who the Lord has blessed me to be able to do a lot of different things. My undergrad is in IT, information systems, and I went back and got a master's in marketing. I've worked in customer automation, project program management, hardware program management, software deployment, management, technical troubleshooting. I've worked, let me see, probably 2010, I wanted to do something different. And I'm a self-taught graphic and web designer. So I was like, I kind of want to do a creative job. So the Lord blessed me to move from IT into learning and development. And so for the last 10 years or so, I've been working in learning and development, building e-learning, learning strategies, education, job aids. And for the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, I've been working in e-commerce, which once again, I'm able to do that because of my side hustles. I've been working with e-commerce since 2010. So, yeah, started the Etsy team here, and we've done pop-up shops and branding and just all of that. And so I'm working in the e-commerce arena, which I do like. I'm interested in e-commerce. I just love the promise of it. And so I got a new job moving from L&D into marketing. I'm actually in e-commerce strategy. It's my official job. Marketing, I think I'm a marketing advisor on the e-commerce strategy team. That's my official position. But man, wow. I felt very much like this when I was 49. I kind of began to get these feelings, and I was like, I really wanted to do something different. And I will say the different that I wanted was not another job. It wasn't another position at my company. But, I knew that when I, do it. And when I got this position, I said, this is still not it, but it'll be something different, that'll keep my interest for another, year or so, another period of time until I can, really pray and flesh out kind of what I want my next moves to be. But wow. I can say I've had this job, this new position since April, and I have never felt, wow, I guess just not, I felt like felt like I'm not adding any value at all. I just, I, mm, I've never felt like that before in my whole career with this company. I've always, I, I feel good. Part of what makes me enjoy work is to know that I'm doing something and I'm adding value to the team, to the organization, to the company. That's just, I take pride in being able to help and doing well. And I have never in 23 years felt the way I felt since taking this particular position. And yeah, so I don't know if it's just burnout, general burnout, which probably is a little bit of that. You know, I feel like one of the scriptures throughout all of this process, because even how this blog started was I quit my job. That was the whole thing. My company offered the buyout, and I just knew I was going to get that. I just knew that was for me because I've been praying from when they offered the last one, now probably like 10 years ago. And I was like, Lord, when they offer the next one, let me be in a position to take it. And so when this one came along, at first I was like, child, you need to have two seats with all the debt you have and all the responsibilities. And anyway, so I applied for it anyway. And I worked out, I thought about it and crunched some numbers. I'm like, oh, I'd be better off. So I applied and I just knew I was going to get it. And I actually launched this blog with the concept of it was kind of going to be journaling my journey through this new world post corporate America career. And yeah, then April 2019, I didn't get it. I did not get it. And I was just shocked. And I had to kind of flounder around a little while. And I was like, I didn't really know what to do with this blog. But in any case, there was a big digression, which I tend to do sometimes. Forgive me. But now I'm just like, yeah, it's like I want to do something completely different. I already know I never want to go back into the office. I don't want to go to any meetings. I don't want to do any team buildings. I yeah, I just don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm a realist. I'm not 21. If I was 21, yeah, but I'm not 21. And so I definitely want to be wise and smart about it because, it's kind of a situation where, in a sense, career burnout and all of that is kind of what they say first world problems, and you should, be blessed because I recognize it's a great job. I earn a livable salary. Um, and so I'm praying about it. And, I know two things. God will either fix the situation or he'll fix how I'm feeling about it. He'll fix me to deal with it. But I also know one of my favorite scriptures, for it is God who is at work in us, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. I can't remember exactly where it is. Let me see if I can find it on my Bible app to tell you exactly where that's found. But I also like another translation of that scripture. It talks about, it's Philippians 2:13. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. But I like the NIV calls it for it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. And the New Living Translation says, for it is God working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases him. Yeah, and the Amplified, which y'all, if you ever want to really kind of get a clear understanding of anything in Scripture, look at the Amplified. For it is not your strength, but it is God who is effectively at work in you, both to will and to work. That is strengthening, energizing, and creating in you the longing and the ability to fulfill your purpose for his good pleasure. And that has been my scripture since I was, this whole process began. It talks about how God is God that strengthens and energizes and creates in us the longing and the ability. So, and another translation says the desire to do what he wants you to do. So I'm praying about it. That has been my prayer because I know God do this kind of stuff. You can't say he don't, For me, especially for me, like I will say this, and in some of my earlier blogs, it was really weird. I remember waking up one day in January of my 49th year. And I woke up in January and I had the sense that, man, everything was different. Everything that I'd really been interested in up until that point just was not interested in anymore. And I wanted to do some different things. And that's when this real desire, and I've always liked to travel, always. Been a lot of places across the U.S., Canada, the Caribbean, Mexico, things like that. But I really had a desire to see other, go Asia of all, never cared anything about Asia. Never. Definitely didn't care about Turkey. Just didn't. But now I was just fascinated with those countries. And so, the Bible also talks of how today we see through a glass darkly, which means when you have, a glass like a amber glass, like a lot of the natural products today, you'll see they come in this dark, almost black looking glass called the really dark brown amber glass. And yeah, you can see through it, but you really can't see clearly through it. You can't see real clear through that like you could if it were a clear glass or a pale light colored glass. So we kind of see some things, but we don't really see the whole picture of everything. And so that's kind of how I feel about this one. And so that's why I'm definitely praying. God is a miracle working God. My God, he has done some stuff just here in this here pandemic for me. He blessed me. I had a lot of debt, which I had a plan, and my debt would have been paid off. I had like $16,000 in credit card debt, and a lot of it's related to my side hustles, which I've been working on. None of them are really successful yet. I've been working on them for years, and so a lot of times I was funding it with my credit cards. So it's just enough to keep going, but they never kind of got to where they needed to go. And so I had a plan. I was like, okay, you need to get that paid off. Had a, consolidated it through a company called payoff.com. So if you need, to consolidate some debt, oh, I love them. So I had a plan. And so the 15, 20, I think, no, 20, I think I got it in 2015 or 16. And so 2018, I would have been debt free as far as the credit card debt. And then I just would have had my car note, student loans. But stuff happened. And I ain't going to go into all the details. But instead of my debt going down, I ended up double with $32,000 in debt. And that just really, when you got debt, you just can't move. You can't do some things. And it was rough from 2016 up until really last year when, some other things got paid off. And, you make progress. Nothing lasts forever, So I thank God for that. But even with that, I still had all this debt. And I was like, I knew for me to be able to do anything that I really desired to do, you got to get rid of that. And so, I thank God that through this had it not been for this pandemic, I am working from home, and I thank God for that. That's been a blessing unto my soul. But even in the midst of that, this past June, I was able to pay off that $32,000. And it was a miracle how it happened. It was. And so now I'm out from under that. And I paid off my truck early. So I thank God for that. And if you had told me I was praying about being debt free. I was praying about it. And I'm not debt free because I still have a house note and a student loan. But I was praying about it. It was on my list. Had no idea. And wow. And I look up here and God has done that. So I have no doubt God is he's a great big old God. And he can do anything. Man, he said he opened doors that no man can shut. And when he shuts the door, no man can open it. So God can do anything. I just want to be wise in how I do what I do. The older you get, the more responsibilities that you have to think about, and yeah, so I'm praying about it, but I'm getting to the point. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Who says, corporate America, there are other ways, because all any of us we just need a certain amount of income. And, typically especially in the Black community, you gonna quit that good job? Cause you crazy? That's a good job. Yeah, it is. But there are other ways to get to the number. All I need is the number. All I need is a certain amount of income in to take care of what I need to take care of. That's all I need. I can do it through a corporate America. You can do it through a business, consulting. You can do it through a series of things. All any of us need is just to get to the number, And so, yeah, that's the reality of it. So I'm praying. I invite the saints to pray with me. I want to be wise about it. But yeah, I'm very much over my I'm overworking, because I thought about, well, maybe you get another job. That don't even seem appetizing. Not like another corporate job, IT job, or yeah, that don't even seem appetizing to me. Yeah, it doesn't. So I don't know. But I just know, God's going to do something. And when he does, I'll come back and tell y'all about it. But yeah, so, very interested. So if you're a person, especially, I was all the Exodus Forum members, and I know everybody's there for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, kind of what's your story? How have you, if you had where you came through a period where you were, because I'm content. The way I would phrase it, I'm content, but I'm not satisfied. That's how I've been. Content, but not satisfied. Now I'm beginning to not be content. Even with talking with people and not feeling like you're not adding value. to the team and to the organization, feeling like you're really not needed. That's big for me. That's usually my key to get on down, which there could be a whole nother topic for therapy as to why you feel that need to, to do that. But we're not talking about that here. Then the other piece of it is just, oh my gosh, being on meetings with people and it's kind of acrimonious because one thing corporate America likes to do, they like to make everything a project, team project, and some things shouldn't be a team project. Some things should just be assigned to one person and let them take it, let them take it and run with it instead of trying to make it into, a group project. So there's that, and that's frustrating. I getting calls from after the meeting. I got a call from a co-worker who was also just not happy. She's like, I'm gonna talk to the manager because I don't like the way this person talks to me and they don't listen and I can't, they don't understand what we're saying. It's just the frustration level. So I'm like, you know what? That's the devil. Foolishness. So yeah. But anyway, that is my vent for the day. I'm still blessed and I'm excited about what God is doing. But I believe God is up to something and I'm here for all of it. So you be encouraged today wherever you are. Thank you for listening/watching. Until next time, Tanya Fab Faith Life signing off. Bye-bye.